Good evening, Wildcats. Today is Monday, December 11th, and my name is Brett Carousor. Poseidon. And I guess it's only 2:55, so that would make it the afternoon. Excuse me. Anyways, my name is Poseidon, the mighty god of the seas and horses. My powers include earthquake, storms, and any other sea-like abilities. A couple of disclaimers before I start. If you are pregnant, which I hope none of you are, I advise you not to read the Odyssey, mostly because you might have your baby before finishing the book because it is very long. However, if you suffer from insomnia, this just might be the book for you. Side effects may include falling asleep, severe boredom, wanting to gouge your eyes out, bleeding of the eyes, nervous tic, frustration, and anger, which could lead to someone's death. Anyways, today we have 6 points to cover. Number 1. I'd like to congratulate myself for being the best god out there, the god of the seas. I think I deserve a bit of applause. Thank you. I'll be here till my presentation is over. Number 2, you're Helen, correct? Yeah. Well, I did not appreciate it very much when you sailed 10,000 ships across my seas. Would you like to know why?
No.
Well, too bad. I'm going to tell you anyways. I was trying to binge watch Stranger Things when I was rudely interrupted with 10,000 ships sailing across my seas to rescue your sorry butt. Especially that wretched Odysseus. Sailing across my seas? I don't think so. Number 3. What's so great about Odysseus anyway? His stories seem kind of far-fetched if you ask me. If not, he's got the worst luck of any mortal in history. If he had stayed home, none of this would have happened, but Helen here had to go run around with another man. Because since Helen did this, Odysseus had to go fight in the Trojan War and leave his family. This created some problems, to say the least. Once the Trojan War was over, Odysseus decided to take a vacay from his vacay. A vacay! New word, booyah! This is why I'm the best god ever. I even make up new words. On his vacay, he was searching for home, but instead of finding home, he found my son the Cyclops, Polyphemus. As if making a fool out of my son by telling him that Odysseus' name was in fact nothing, he stabbed his only eye out. Line. Come on. He couldn't have cut an arm off or something? At least he had 2 of those. Come on. He had to go for one of the only things he had one of that was extremely important. Line. Anyways, I fixed the situation. I gave my brother Zeus a little ring-a-ding-ding and had a curse set upon Odysseus. That will teach Odysseus to leave people's eyes alone, especially my poor precious baby Cyclops Polyphemus. I remember it like it was yesterday when I was feeding him his favorite food ever, Sailor-Rose. I remember asking him, "Son, what do you want for your last meal before I cast you onto an island of solitude to fend for yourself?" And do you know what he said? Brussels sprouts. I was so confused. Why would he want Brussels sprouts as his last meal instead of his favorite food ever, Sailor-Rose? So I was like, nah, Daddy didn't raise no vegetarian. So I just casted him out into solitude early with no supper. Line, please.
Anyways, where?
What?
Anyways,
where were we? Ah, yes, Odysseus. Line. Well, I would like you to take notice that when Odysseus stabbed Polyphemus' eye out, he had many men. But when he returned home, he had no men. That was because of me. I put a curse on him, so all his men would drown. La 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 la. Everyone says that I have a bad temper, but I don't see it. If you ask me, it's my brother Zeus. But what do I know? Number 4. In my opinion, Odysseus is a weak pipsqueak that can only defend himself with his brains. As to where his brawn remains is a mystery to me. Maybe he left it with his son and wife at home in Ithaca. Sure, he saved his men on the battlefield, but after the battlefield during the Trojan War, but after the Trojan War was over, while he was jacking around for 10 years, he created a couple prophecies, to say the least. Like I said earlier. One prophecy that was created was that if the Phaeacians helped Odysseus sail to Ithaca, their ship was to sink and turn to stone when they reached the harbor of Scheria. I'd like to see them sail like that. Ha ha ha. When Odysseus sailed when Odysseus stabbed Polyphemus' eye out, Zeus cast a curse upon Odysseus that he might never return home again, but if he did, it was to take him years. This lasted for 10 years. This curse lasted for 10 years until the gods had enough, which I hadn't, but everyone else got tired of watching the Odysseus soap opera and overruled me. Number 5. Once Odysseus returned home, my job of making his life suck was over and all the fun was done. But now he had the suitors to deal with. Number 6. To wrap things up, I basically made Odysseus' life terrible for 10 years as revenge for stabbing my son's eye out. Once he returned home, I turned him over to the suitors so they could give him a hard time. I was a bit sad to be retired, but I figured it was time. At least for now. And go Cats!